Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Common English Mistakes. Don't just learn, improve. So today we're going to look at some prefixes, things you put before a word to change the meaning. More specifically, adjective prefixes to make the opposite, like these. This is quite a difficult area of English, not because of the concept, which is pretty easy, but because while there are a few rules, most of them you just have to learn. So we're going to look at what those rules are and also the main mistakes people make so you can avoid them. There are also a couple which can use two prefixes where the meaning changes, and we're going to look at those. So anyway, the mistake is up here. My school is on the other side of the city, which is unconvenient. So just pause the video, try to correct the sentence. And well done if you said it's inconvenient to get to my school. So when something is not convenient, easy, causes problems, the opposite you're gonna say inconvenient. And this is generally the mistake I see most, using an un prefix where you need to use in. Here are some other examples of this. Playing music on the bus is inconsiderate to other passengers. Rain in my country is inconsistent, doesn't happen regularly. My prediction was inaccurate, not accurate, or wrong. Driving quickly is inefficient because it wastes a lot of fuel. My schedule is inflexible because it can't move or be changed easily. And taking the bus is an inexpensive way to travel. Not expensive, not necessarily cheap, but not expensive either. Think about it as one above cheap. So those are some common ones which people get wrong. What I suggest you do is make a note of any of those which were new to you. Moving on, it's a similar problem with the adjective secure, but here there is a meaning change. If you use secure to mean something is fixed and can't move, you're going to say unsecured. These unsecured ladders aren't safe. When you're talking about being emotionally secure, feeling good, confident, not worrying about yourself, you're going to use the prefix in to make the opposite. So, a lot of teenagers feel insecure about things like their appearance. Another one with a meaning change is incomplete and uncompleted, which both mean the same thing, not complete, but you're focusing on different things. So look at these two sentences here and think which one is talking about a process and which one is talking about a thing. And well done. If you said the construction of the bridge is uncompleted, you're talking about the process here. Whereas with the bridge is incomplete, you're saying the thing is incomplete or there is something missing. That's the much more common adjective too. You could also talk about a jigsaw puzzle being incomplete, an essay being incomplete, or having incomplete information, not all the information. Another mistake people make with the prefix in is this one. I took a map to ensure I didn't get lost. Ensure, verb, insurance, noun, or insured, adjective, is all about an agreement with a business in the event of something bad happening. A crash for your car, maybe an injury on holiday, or someone stealing something from your house, where the company will pay you money if one of those things happens. Whereas in the original example, you want to use the prefix n, which basically means to make plus the verb, to make sure I didn't get lost. Some more examples of this prefix. are up here. Speaking English makes you able to communicate anywhere in the world. Using your phone while driving endangers, creates danger for other people. We enlarged, made the photo larger. Experiencing other cultures enriches, makes our life richer, fuller, better. And I envision, I can see, I can predict a time when electricity will be 100% renewable. And then there's a similar meaning with the prefix "em" and empower, which means either to give someone the power or authority to do something. The new law empowers police to search people on the street, or to give people confidence, encouragement to do something, especially if it's through skills, especially if it's marginalized groups like disabled people, unemployed people, or women. And just a little note, if you're doing or planning to do CAE, the C1 Cambridge exam, they love testing this in the use of English part 3. I didn't have to look for long to find these 3 questions where they gave you the word and they want you to put one of these prefixes before. So let's now look at some of the rules which repeat a bit. Look at this example. The waiter was quite unpolite to us, and see if you can correct this one. And well done if you said the waiter was quite impolite to us, not polite or rude. Here are some other examples of adjectives which use the im prefix. Just pause the video and think, what do they all have in common? How are they all the same? And well done if you said we use im generally for p adjectives. So, if you don't like to wait, you are impatient. Licking your own elbow is impossible for most people. Human beings are imperfect, we make mistakes, and referees need to be impartial, not favour one side or the other. However, not all adjectives with P use im. These ones here use un. I'm not going to go over all of those. I think they're fairly easy. Maybe just the last one, unproductive, when no work gets done. Again, what I suggest you do is just make a note of any that you were unsure of or any you didn't know. So then moving on, see if you can correct these 2 mistakes, unregular and dislogical. And well done if you said trains in my city are irregular and don't come regularly, and his reasons were illogical. So generally, with the R and L adjectives, they're going to use the prefix with the same letter, ir and ill. So a fear of flying, which I have, is irrational because it's actually very safe. It's not rational. An injury, something like that, can be irreversible, can't be reversed. Your personal life is irrelevant to your working life, and one shouldn't affect the other. And smoking around children is irresponsible, not responsible. However, again, not all adjectives use this. Others use un, like these ones here. Again, I'm not going to go over all of them. Unreal, we generally don't use to mean the opposite of real. You would just say fake. Usually we use it to mean amazing, like here. If a patient is unresponsive, basically means they're unconscious and it's time to call an ambulance. If something is unreasonable, it's basically not okay. And if something is unresolved, it's still that thing, usually something negative, still a problem. And then there are just a couple which use dis. So, disrespectful, I'm sure you know. Disreputable, basically can't be trusted. And then the L adjectives, which use ill, are up here. I'm just going to go over illiterate, can't read or write, or illegitimate, basically not recognized legally or by law. And then again, most of the ones which don't use ill use the prefix un. So unlike, meaning not like, not similar to. Unlawful is similar to illegal, but there is a bit of a difference. Illegal is clear, don't do it. Drink driving is illegal. You're going to use unlawful when it's not as clear, but it's still probably not legal. And then again, there are just a couple of adjectives which use the prefix dis. Disliked, when you're not liked, or disloyal, when someone doesn't support their friends, family, etc. So those are some rules which might help you. Again, make a note of any you didn't know. Finally, there's just a spelling mistake, which ironically is up here. So see if you can correct the mistake. So ironically, a lot of people misspell the word misspell. Whatever the word is, you just add the prefix. So if the last letter of the prefix is the same as the first letter of the word, you need a double letter. And it's the same for unnecessary and illegal, which people often misspell. Anyway, explanation over. I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but again, lots of mistakes made with prefixes. So do make sure to study this, come back to the video, test yourself. If you're enjoying the video and you found it useful, do make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video. Lots of good stuff coming out in the next couple of weeks. When you're ready, let's do a bit of practice and improve. Just pause the video and see if you can think which prefix goes before these words. And well done if you said using your phone while driving is very irresponsible. I always take an umbrella to ensure I don't get wet. Buses in my city are quite infrequent, not frequent. Weather forecasts are often imprecise because the weather is unpredictable. And finally, cats are quite disloyal, unlike dogs, who are much more supportive. So now just pause the video and write, say, or discuss the same sentences for you. And finally, today's question. What is inconvenient about your city? Write your answers in the comments. Good opportunity to practice the language. Anyway, that's basically it for today. As ever, I think the way to get this perfect is just practice, practice, practice. So make sure you Google prefix exercises, anything you get wrong, don't know, make a note of it, you'll know it next time. Other than that, I'll see you for another video in the next couple of days. So until next time, see ya.